this is Jenna.
And I'm Heather.
And this is Conspiracies Unlocked. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We have noticed all the new followers on the Instagram and the TikTok and the Facebook, and I'm not the social media person.
YouTube.
Thank you. Today we are going to be talking about the Philadelphia experiment. This is something that we've been wanting to do for quite some time, or at least I have. I don't know what goes on in your little head, but...
I've never heard of the Philadelphia experiment.
You haven't?
No.
What?
I've never heard of it. I know where Philadelphia is, and I believe that there was probably some experiments done in Philadelphia, but I don't know, like, the two words together, I don't know what that is.
Okay. Well, the Philadelphia experiment really is like the gateway conspiracy to time travel and government cover-ups.
Okay.
There have been so many allegations surrounding the topic and what exactly happened in 1943 at the height of World War II. So picture this. It's Philadelphia. We're going to have an experiment.
I got that far.
Oh, good. Okay. It's 1943, and we're in the middle of World War II.
Okay.
Allegedly, the U.S. Navy conducted multiple secret experiments at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard during World War II. The military wanted to develop the technology to make a ship that would be undetected on radar, and they even, bonus, let's try to make the ship invisible to the naked eye, too. So that was going to be, a bonus. If they did get it, great. If they didn't, the main thing was so they could go undetected on radar and swim about.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Almost like having it cloaked.
Yeah, exactly. They were trying to deal with cloaking and everything. So, in 1995, a man named Morris K. Jessup wrote a book called The Case for the UFO, in which Jessup would discuss various unexplained occurrences and theories that were related to UFOs, in general. However, after the book was published, Jessup received letters from a man named Carlos Miguel Allende, who is also called Carl Allen, depending on, the source. So I'm just going to call him Carl Allen because it's easier. It's less syllables. Carl Allen claimed to be a first-hand witness to the Philadelphia experiment.
Okay.
So
he's like the whistleblower.
Yeah, but he wrote all these, letters to the author of this random, UFO book. Mm-hmm. So it's weird that they would do that. Why would he send in letters? So, anyways.
Well, probably they wanted sources for their book.
No, it's after the book was already published.
Oh.
This was in response to the book.
Oh, got it.
So,
okay.
Carl Allen's letter go to talk about an experiment that involved the USS Eldridge, which was a Navy destroyer escort ship. This particular experiment was hopeful in achieving radar invisibility. But what really happened is now known as the Philadelphia experiment. He claims that the USS Eldridge did become invisible, but not because it was actually invisible.
Okay, so it wasn't cloaked.
No, it teleported to Norfolk, Virginia. Norfolk.
Oh,
Virginia.
Okay, so they were able to teleport it?
And then it was sent back to Philadelphia within a matter of minutes.
Oh, that's very intriguing.
A big-ass fucking naval ship.
Yeah, that's very intriguing.
Yeah. So, he said that...
That's like some Star Trek, beam me up, Scotty.
This is probably where it all started. This happened in 1940s, long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, he said the crew aboard suffered from severe physical and psychological effects. That tracks. Mm-hmm. Some came back insane, while some were fused to the ship's structure. Fused. Like we're talking Pirates of the Caribbean 3, Dead Man's Chest, where they find whatever the fuck his name is, Dad, and the whole crew is part of the ship, the Davy Jones locker.
Yeah. Okay.
Orlando Bloom's dad.
Okay.
Is fused to Davy Jones' locker.
I've watched the movies, but I don't remember.
Oh, I love them. They're people have their Star Wars, their crazy Star Wars, fanatics and this, that, and pirates. I know all the movies.
Oh, okay. I don't think I have a movie like that.
Oh.
I don't think I have a series like that.
I think you do. You just don't know you do.
I don't know what it would be.
You'll figure it out. Maybe it's Star Wars or Star Trek.
I do not like Star Wars.
Star Trek?
I like Star Trek, but
See?
I don't remember all the episodes. I just remember watching
Lost.
I guess it would be Lost.
There
Lost
you
is
go.
really good.
I knew we would find you.
I like Lost. Yeah.
Well, I knew we would find you.
Oh, no. My new one is Jersey Shore. Family Vacation.
Oh, God.
I love the Jersey Shore.
Okay, so, he claimed that
They were fused.
They were fused, yes, which is crazy. And the rest of the crew were disoriented beyond comprehension. So they were just like not okay, which I guess the first time teleporting would have a little effect on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of makes some sense.
Mm-hmm.
On October 28th, 1943, the USS Eldridge was equipped with advanced technology, including a powerful electromagnetic generators that were supposed to achieve radar invisibility. So they were equipped with all this fucking radioactive, electromagnetic, like crazy, like shit.
Mm-hmm. They would have to make it all work.
Yeah. And when the generators were activated, the ship was suddenly surrounded by a greenish blue glow and then disappeared from sight.
Okay, like plasma or something?
Yeah, reappearing in Norfolk, Virginia. And there is a shipyard in Norfolk, Virginia, as well as several military bases. However, the exact location of where the ship landed for just a few moments was never said. Either way, right after the ship like disappeared and left, it came right back again. So,
okay, yeah.
What's weird is like, wouldn't there have been like so many more people to be like, hey, a ship just landed in Norfolk? Like, it would be like just all of a sudden a big honking ship just right here. Like,
no, because it would have to be like on a military base or something where there's like a bunch of nothing where they test
they
stuff.
weren't, but they were doing that in Philadelphia, not Virginia.
But is there any? There's got to be.
There has to be like, so there had to be like a destination input somewhere, right? To get from one Navy base to another. But that wasn't even the purpose. Teleportation was not the purpose of this.
Yeah, but that was a part of the experiment if it would even work for what they wanted the application to actually be used for.
It's just, I don't.
They would have to have. It's not like they can just let it land on somebody's house. They would
But
have
they didn't
to have
think it was going to leave at all.
So they didn't know where it went?
Supposedly it went to Norfolk, but who said it went to Norfolk?
The people waiting on the other end to see
There was no waiting. They weren't sure. They were just trying to cloak it. When you cloak something, it doesn't go to another location. It doesn't fly away 1,000 miles.
Mm-hmm. So then how do they know it even went there?
Exactly. I don't know, and it never says. And that is one of the major loopholes of this whole Philadelphia experiment.
Okay, because
is that nobody really knows shit.
The way I was looking at it would be that you would have somebody in A and somebody in B,
yeah,
and then B would be waiting for A, and they'd be like, "Hey, it's here."
It showed up, like send the telegram over, yeah, and send it back over, yeah.
But
no, because it was never supposed to leave. It was supposed to stay. So for it to land in a random shipyard in Norfolk, Virginia, there has to be like some sort of electromagnetic pull there for it to be pushed and then pulled in.
Like a portal?
Yeah. But the portal would have to go onto another naval ship. And they didn't even know where it was going to go. It's so weird.
Okay.
So, some believe when this occurred, they either traveled through a hyperspace dimension, teleporting across space and time, while others believe that it just went back in time or to like an alternate reality and then came back again. So, which makes the most sense that it would have gone to an alternate reality but still been like right there in Philadelphia and then came back again in the same spot, just like in a different time, like future or in the future or
like
the past
or
a parallel universe. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But so I don't know why Norfolk, Virginia even comes into this theory at all.
There might be a portal, maybe some kind of portal.
Maybe yeah. So, the crew was disoriented to say the least. Some of the crew was fused and embedded into the ship's metal structure, like I said. Several experienced burns, radiation sickness, and of course, all who survived experienced long-term PTSD.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Some people claim that some of the crew came back invisible. Permanently.
You could hear them but not see them, or what?
I don't know. What I want to know is, where are these survivors? Why didn't they come out?
They're
like,
invisible. You can't see them.
like it's like unless the government like kept them secretive, like in an underground bunker. I don't think that this. I mean, like it's fun to think about, but there's no way that this could have happened. There's no way that
There's a ways.
Okay.
There's ways because I believe that they could have teleported somewhere. Definitely.
So many people have speculated on the Philadelphia experiment. Of course, the main being Carl Allen, who saw the event from a nearby merchant ship, the SS Andrew Forsyth. Although Carl Allen went into great detail, there was no credible evidence that anything he said was true. So they are basing the whole damn Philadelphia experiment theory is based off of these letters.
Oh, wait a minute. That's it?
Yeah.
So who's this guy? Was he like on hallucinogenics? Did he take a lot of LSD, DMT? What did he have?
In the 40s, LSD maybe?
Did the government create it already by then?
I don't know.
They were doing
The
experiments in
MK
like...
Ultra, but
No, they
even before that?
well, I don't know if it has anything to do with MK Ultra, but I'm pretty sure that they made LSD because they did studies on people to see what would, and DMT.
Yeah, that would have probably been the same time because this is actually Philadelphia experiment is closely related to the Montauk project that I'll be talking about next week, which is why I had to like do this one. Then we're gonna do the Montauk.
Okay.
And then maybe we'll do MK Ultra right after because it's all connected.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
So, but I think isn't DMT already in us in like a very small amount, but then it
could be just like
synthetically made it.
Yeah, just like melatonin, like when you go to sleep, like they can synthetically make like all these like things that are already in us.
Yeah.
To come out of us.
And then I thought like THC or CBD or something was already in us too.
Yeah, I think
something like that. I don't know.
No, it's not even any of those. It's something else that's in like the pot plant. That's
already in us.
That we can make ourselves, but we need to make more of it to be happy. I think serotonin makes us happy.
Is that in weed?
Endorphins make us happy, and serotonin makes us fall in love. And I don't know what's in weed.
I thought dopamine made you fall in love.
Oh, dopamine makes you happy too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, high levels of dopamine. It's all the same. I just know endorphins make you happy. Mm-hmm. Exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy, and happy people don't murder their husbands. That is a direct quote from Elle Woods in Legally Blonde. And I believe it. That was one of my favorite movies.
I'm like, I don't know anybody that's murdered their husband, but
in the movie,
I would imagine that you wouldn't be happy if you tried to murder your husband.
In the movie, Brooke Taylor was on trial for murdering her husband.
I remember that movie. I know that movie.
I know. Me too.
I know that movie and his fucking last season Prada shoes, bitch. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, that was last season Prada shoes? Then he is not gay. He is not gay. A gay man knows shoes.
No, he is gay.
He is gay. Then that man is not straight because he knows shoes. Yeah. Oh my gosh, how funny! He's all quit stomping your last season Prada shoes at me.
Right.
Da, da, da. And then she's like, Emmett, he's not gay. He's not, or he is gay. He's gay. The pool boy.
Yeah. No, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
It's so fun.
I watched that movie a lot.
Morris K. Jessup was the author that brought this entire event to the surface. However, Jessup died under some very mysterious circumstances.
The author?
Yes.
Okay.
Of the book that the letters were being sent to.
Yeah.
Because he was like deep in investigation and investigating these letters. So this is the only like really weird part. On April 20th, 1959, only 4 years after the release of his book, he was found in Dade County, Florida.
Okay.
In a parking lot with a hose running from the exhaust pipe of his car into his car, and he died of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh, so he
was murdered.
No, he committed suicide.
Sure.
People used to commit suicide that way all the time.
They do it in their garage, not a parking lot. Like he's coming out of the store. It was in a parking lot. He was coming out of the store, and then they find him like that. It was ruled a suicide.
Yeah.
But close friends and family say that Jessup was stressed because of all the investigations he was doing he was like really stressed out because he was like figuring shit out. He's connecting all the dots of like this secret government military Philadelphia experiment.
Yeah.
But he was super optimistic about the future and the future projects that he was working on and about to release. It's almost like I could see a light bulb going off in your head.
Well, it's like almost like, could it be the Man in Black?
Yes.
Or something. Government silencers.
Yes. Most people close to him, as well as conspiracy theorists, believe he was murdered by the government to keep his investigation silent.
Yeah, because I want to know what else was he trying to.
Yeah, so maybe it wasn't even the Philadelphia experiment that he was getting so close to. Maybe it was other experiments up to and including the Montauk Project that we're going to talk about next.
Mm-hmm.
Al Bellick was a crew member on the USS Eldridge. Remember, I was like, why don't the crew come out? He was on board under the name of Edward Cameron. Why would he change his name? Remember how we talked about how the government could have put them in hiding or whatever? I wonder if they all went under witness protection, secret stuff, whatever, was like, here, we'll set you up and just forget about it. So maybe, I don't know. According to Al, he and his brother, Duncan Cameron, were part of the Philadelphia experiment. And he did indeed experience time travel that day. He said he traveled to the future and had interactions with advanced civilizations.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I know. Preston Nichols was a radar technician, and he claimed that he worked on the Montauk Project. And the Montauk Project was a continuation of the Philadelphia experiment, and that he was experimenting not only time travel, but with mind control and extraterrestrial contact. Nichols went on to write the book, The Montauk Project, Experiments in Time. What's interesting, though, is that at the time, Preston Nichols was a quote-unquote radar technology, and he was unaware that he was actually working and living as a secret electronics engineer on all of these experimental projects.
So they had him doing a job.
They were like, oh, you're the radar technician. But then he found out well into all these projects, like, oh, fuck, no, I'm not. I'm actually the fucking electronics engineer of all these experimental projects, including the Montauk Project, which is what we are going to be talking about next week.
Okay. That's interesting how even the people working on the projects don't even fully know what they're doing.
No, they don't know. They have no idea what they're doing. They're just like, oh, yeah, okay, you're I don't know, you're a dog walker, and then you find out that you're actually walking through a time-traveling loophole or some shit, and they're testing on you, and you don't even know it. I don't know. It's a weird thing. You would understand it more if you had researched the Montauk Project. you guys will
I'll get it
understand
next week.
Next week, you'll get all my jokes. 80 years after the Philadelphia experiment, we still do not have the technology to transport through space and time or become invisible.
Or do we?
Exactly.
No, we can become invisible. I've actually seen we can become invisible. They have like a certain material, and it's only big enough to make like you invisible. I don't know how big they can make the material, but they have developed a certain kind of material that it does make you appear to be invisible, but you have to be behind it, like cloaked.
Are you sure that you're not thinking of Harry Potter?
No, it's real. Okay. I'll find it and I'll get more on it. But yeah, no, it's a real thing. It's like, I don't know the name of it, but they did invent a material that they could put over something and cloak it. And it looks like it camouflages it almost. It's not camouflage though. It looks like a clear piece of glass, but it's not glass and it's not clear.
But you can see through.
You can't see through it. No.
Is it called a mirror?
No, it's not a mirror.
But if it's a clear piece of glass,
it's not a clear piece of glass. It's the only way that I can describe it.
But if you can't see what's behind it, then it's not invisible. You know what I mean? Because if it was invisible, then I could see the wall behind you. Do you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You have to find out.
I have to find it, but
yeah.
there's something out there that you can cloak things already.
So there is lack of evidence when it comes to the Philadelphia experiment. Carl Allen letters were the primary source of information, with others either corroborating or adding more information to his claim. So he was like the beginning of it. Mm-hmm. He was the beginning of any of this, like, quote unquote theory, but everybody else just kind of added their own stuff to it. Then all of a sudden all these other people came out, which, I mean, that's how things start. Mm-hmm. Anything starts that way. I mean, Weinstein and the Nickelodeon kids and all that shit, it all starts from one person speaking out. But the problem is that there's no credible evidence to say that anything happened. The USS Eldridge was definitely like a real ship, but the service records of the ship do not align with the timeline and events of the Philadelphia experiment. The ship was commissioned in August 1943 and was put in service in the Atlantic, but there are no records that show it was part of any secret missions or experiments.
Why would there be records
Except
of that?
exactly, there wouldn't be records. So obviously, if it's a secret mission, like, even the top secret government, like, missions are gonna stay secret, even for, like, the top lieutenant people. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because this guy working on the
radar guy
didn't even know he was
yeah.
like the chief
so
electrical or whatever.
Obviously they're gonna fuck with, like, the service records.
Records
or
are
whatever.
gonna be altered.
Yes. So obviously skeptics will turn to the fact that teleportation, time travel, and invisibility are not real within the current technology and understanding of physics. Electromagnetism. This is big words, guys. I've been saying big words for quite some time now. Electromagnetism.
Where are you?
I just said the word like 20 minutes ago and that's fine. Electromagnetism or quantum mechanics. But that does not mean the government does not have a plethora of secret shit that they are just keeping away from us, and they could give it to us at any given time, but they don't want to. They want to keep it all to themselves because they're greedy bastards. And I'm sure it's for our safety. Or so they say. What?
They just don't want to disclose anything to us.
Yeah. They don't want mass hysteria. I call it greed.
War
I mean,
hysteria.
if I had a teleportation, transportation, invisibility, time travel, I would share it with you.
Thank you. I would share it with you too.
Yeah, I'm not greedy.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not greedy. They're greedy. They're not sharing.
No, I would be greedy. I'd be like, who won the Super Bowl? Let's go take a bet.
Yeah, right? So, of course, some people believe that the whole idea of the Philadelphia experiment was just an elaborate hoax or even a misinterpretation of sorts. Could it be possible that Carl Allen set in the letters for fun and they were out of his imagination?
It's quite possible.
These letters gained so much traction and really did have a snowball effect for what we now know to be the Philadelphia experiment. If these letters were never surfaced, we would have no interest in this at all. Like, nobody else would have come forward.
We wouldn't know about it.
Yeah. And there were, however, several experiments that the Navy was working on that involved degaussing, which is a method to reduce the ship's magnetic trace. And it sounds like disguising, but it's actually degaussing.
Okay.
Yeah, I know the difference between the two words. But when I was reading it and I was typing it, I'm like, this sounds like I'm stupid and don't know the word disguising, but it's called degaussing.
Okay, and that's just meaning to remove
reduce the magnetic trace. So that would intentionally, like, it sounds like they're trying to be invisible to radar.
Okay.
You know, because sonar, radar, and all that stuff. I think it's like the electromagnetics of the ship is coming up on the radar. That's how you see it come closer to you.
I don't know how radar works.
I don't know either, but it sounded really smart, and it'd be great if you could go with it with me.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that's what it is. I don't know.
But anyway, so it sounds like that definitely sounds like something that they were trying to accomplish. But for true invisibility, like, I don't think they were trying to get, like, true invisibility. And maybe the letters were not hoaxes, but instead an over-exaggeration of what they were actually trying to accomplish. Mm-hmm. Even though there's no hard evidence, the USS Eldridge did turn invisible or transport. There is a lasting effect through legend, conspiracies, medias, arts, everywhere. You cannot watch any conspiracy show, including History Channel's Ancient Aliens, Unsolved Mystery Shows, anything of that sort, without them having an episode dedicated to the Philadelphia Project. There is a movie about the Philadelphia experiment that came out in 1984. I wanted to watch it, but I chose not to until after this episode because I did not want to get the, like, quote-unquote facts muddled in my brain with Hollywood dramatics. You know?
Oh, yeah. So because, it's an actual movie?
There is a movie from called the Philadelphia Experiment. So, and Brad's been trying to get me to watch that for years and years and years. But I'm like, not until we do an episode.
Yeah, it would be interesting to watch now. I've never heard of it.
So the Philadelphia experiment really made America more aware of the possibilities of government cover-ups. And it really did open the door for future conspiracy theories. The mystery surrounding the Philadelphia experiment and the possibility of invisibility and time travel is something that we can all agree that at one point in time we all have wished for. And it's super fun to think that maybe the government does have this technology and will share it with the world sooner rather than later. So, what do you think of the unexplained events of the Philadelphia experiment? Do you think it's a possibility? Do you think it's real? Do you think it's a hoax?
No, I don't think it's a hoax. I think that it is a possibility. And I feel like if there was witnesses and, like, this man came forward, others might have been afraid to come forward because they would have been silenced or unalived or whatever, Clinton or whatever, Hillary.
Yeah, especially if the one crew member that did come forward is under a different name. He was probably put there under a witness protection type status or paid to stay away or any and all of the above. So that is probably why, like, if my government gave me, like, $5 million a new name and said, we don't want to see you ever again, I'd be like, bye.
Don't ever talk about this.
Yeah. I'd be like, hey, bye. Have a nice day. You know? I'll keep all your secrets.
Thank you for the new life.
Yeah, like, really.
I'm going to Italy now.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if they set you up in another country. Like, these people might not have even known that there was any interest in it because you have to think about it, like, by the time it came to be, they're already 50, 60 years old. And if they were living, like, especially back then, they probably went to, like, Cabo or something to go live out their life.
Hopefully they would go somebody. Hopefully they would go somewhere more exotic than Cabo.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, to Brazil or whatever, where they didn't have TV or they didn't have, because TV was just starting in the 50s. Mm-hmm. So when all this started to come to light, there might not have even been another country, so they didn't even know it was happening or coming to light to where they couldn't come out and say anything because they were unaware or they died before they could even become aware. Interesting, yeah?
Very interesting, yes.
I know. That's why I choose the interesting ones. So I do hope that you guys come back next week while we talk about the Montauk Project, which is fucking insane. Like, we're talking stolen children, deaths of said children, experiments, mind control, like 1984 shit. Like, weird, dystopian, like, weird shit that supposedly really happened.
George Orwell, 1984, not actual 1984.
Like, real shit. Well, what's interesting is that I think that that Montauk Project ended, if I remember right, obviously, but in, like, 1983 and, like, the early 1980s is when
it's pretty recent.
It's recent. It's interesting. Okay. It's very mind-blowing that they could get away with this and what it really was, if it was true, which the Montauk Project, I definitely think that was 100% true. So we will see that then. We'll hear about it next week. So we hope that you join us then. And don't forget to
share, like, and subscribe.
And email us at conspiraciesunlocked@gmail.com. And please email us if you know anything about the Philadelphia experiment. Maybe your grandfather or great-grandfather was a crew member. Spooky.
Maybe they got, well, I was going to say maybe they're invisible, but
then they couldn't have babies. Maybe they're invisible babies running around, half invisibility.
What if people that did have babies, like, what if their kids have some kind of powers, and that's where people who have telepathic powers come from? I don't know.
Radiation is a hell of a thing.
That was really left field.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.